You meet someone, and it's uncanny. It's like they align with your every preference, your every thought. And within a remarkably short window, you feel this sense of destiny that's so strong it just seems to bypass all the normal timelines of getting to know someone. Why does a complete stranger sometimes feel like the answer to a prayer you didn't even know you'd made? Well, that's the core paradox of what we're calling idealization spells, a behavioral pattern of accelerated intimacy that we're going to deconstruct today.
You know that feeling, right? It's incredibly potent. It's the sensation that you've somehow sidestepped all of the awkward first dates, all the uncertainty, and you've just fast-forwarded straight to the finish line. It feels like fate. It feels like you've known them your entire life, even though, you probably just met last week.
And that's really the central mystery we're going to dig into. How can a total stranger create a feeling of certainty that most people spend years searching for? We're going to explore the mechanics of this, the psychology it targets, and most importantly, how to see it with total clarity.
Okay, let's dive right in. How can we feel so much, so fast, for someone we barely know? This is the heart of what we're calling the soulmate paradox. It's this intense, gut-level feeling of, this is it, clashing with the simple, cold reality that you are, for all intents and purposes, dealing with a stranger. Your emotional brain is just screaming yes, while your rational brain, if it can even get a word in, is kind of whispering, but how?
So, the first step to understanding this is to give it a name. An idealization spell isn't magic. It's a very specific, high-intensity pattern of behavior. Its goal is what the source material here calls rapid psychological fusion. In plain English, it's all about creating a powerful bond incredibly fast by building this temporary illusion that you and this person are perfectly 100% compatible. It feels like you found your other half, when in reality, a very persuasive image is being built right in front of you.
Now, this spell is basically built on three core parts. First, there's passive hyper-mirroring. This is when they subtly reflect your own mannerisms, your niche interests, even your core values right back at you. It creates this eerie feeling that you finally met someone who just gets you. Second, you have unearned validation. This is a fire hose of intense praise. Not just, you look nice, but you're the most brilliant, witty person I've ever met. It's validation given way too early, and it's designed to make you biased in their favor. And finally, there's accelerated future orientation. This is all the destiny talk, casually mentioning future trips, how perfect you'll be with their family, framing your meeting as if it were written in the stars. It just activates your fantasies.
But look, this isn't just a random set of behaviors. It's a formula, and it directly targets your brain's neurobiology. It follows a predictable sequence that's designed to bypass your natural defenses. And understanding these mechanics, that's the key to seeing it for what it is. Not magic, but a method.
So the whole process follows this predictable three-phase formula. Think of it like a sequence. It starts with neural saturation, which creates the initial chemical high. That high then makes phase 2 possible, compressed vetting, where you basically skip the whole critical getting to know you phase. And it all culminates in phase 3, pedestal placement, which locks in the dynamic and makes you a willing participant in the illusion. Let's break each of those down.
What's so crucial to understand is that this process starts in your brain. Phase 1, neural saturation, is the high. All that intense, unearned validation we just talked about, it floods your brain with feel-good neurochemicals. You get a surge of dopamine, the reward molecule, that makes you crave more interaction with them. At the same time, you get a rush of oxytocin, the bonding hormone, which makes you feel trust and connection. This chemical cocktail is incredibly powerful. It doesn't just make you feel amazing, it creates a temporary cognitive bias. Basically, your brain's prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for critical thinking, is temporarily offline. You're just feeling way too good to be skeptical.
And this slide right here brilliantly illustrates the speed trap. Under normal circumstances, really vetting someone, seeing how they handle stress, conflict, disappointment, that takes a long time. The source suggests a typical timeline is about 6 to 18 months. That's how long it takes to see a person in all seasons. But under an idealization spell, that meant-to-be feeling, powered by that neural high, convinces you to bypass all of that. The timeline gets compressed from over a year into just a matter of weeks. You feel like you know their soul, so you stop doing the slow, necessary work of actually getting to know their character.
Finally, we get to pedestal placement. They've told you how perfect, how unique, how incredible you are. And on the surface, it feels amazing to be seen like that, right? But look at the unspoken goal here. This feeling creates this intense subconscious pressure on you to live up to that perfect image. The real goal is to secure reciprocity and induce what's called hyper-compliance. You start to worry about revealing your flaws, your bad days, your messy truths, because it might shatter this perfect illusion they have of you. And that pressure, it locks in the bond by making you an active part of maintaining the fantasy.
So the billion-dollar question is, why is this so effective? What's the underlying psychological driver here? Well, it's not just about manipulation. It actually taps into a really deep, fundamental human need that exists in all of us.
At its core, the motivation is all about speed. The entire strategy is designed to accelerate right past the messy, imperfect phase of getting to know someone. The goal is to lock down an attachment bond before the reality of their character, the good, the bad, all of it, has a chance to surface. It's like a preemptive strike against the slow, unpredictable process of genuine discovery, and it's usually driven by a fear that their true self might not be enough to hold you over the long term.
And this gets right to the heart of why we are so vulnerable to this. Every single one of us has this deep, primal hunger to be truly seen, understood, and accepted for who we are. An idealization spell works because it creates a perfect mirror for that hunger. That intense feeling of having found the one, it isn't always about them. Often it's the intoxicating feeling of your own deepest needs, your own idealized self being reflected back at you flawlessly. You're not falling for them, you're falling for a beautiful reflection.
Okay, so we've deconstructed the illusion, we understand the mechanics, we see the psychology behind it. Now for the most important part. How do you break the spell? The good news is that awareness is the first and most powerful step, and there are clear, actionable strategies you can use to protect your sense of reality.
The single most powerful defense you have against an idealization spell is time. That's it. The entire pattern is built on speed, so your antidote is intentional pacing. This means you have to consciously and deliberately slow things down, no matter how intense the feelings are or how much the other person might be pushing for speed. Time is what allows that neurochemical high to wear off, bringing your critical thinking back online. You have to be the one to hit the brakes.
So a really practical way to enforce that pacing is to create what the source here calls a temporal buffer. This is a non-negotiable, mandatory waiting period, ideally 6 to 12 months, before making any high-stakes life decisions. No moving in together, no merging finances, no life-altering commitments. This isn't about being cynical, it's about being smart. It gives your brain chemistry time to normalize, and more importantly, it provides a long enough runway for their real, consistent patterns of behavior to actually emerge.
Now, during that temporal buffer, you can use this tool, the Consistency Audit. This is all about consciously shifting your focus. Instead of getting swept up in their beautiful words and their promises of a perfect future, you meticulously scrutinize their actions over time. Do their actions actually match their words? Instead of being swayed by the emotional intensity of your best moments together, you look for simple consistency in their day-to-day behavior. And ultimately, you're deliberately choosing to value proven character, which can only be revealed over months above that fleeting, intoxicating feeling of chemistry.
Another huge defense is do not let this new person become your only source of validation. The spell works best in isolation, inside an intense little two-person bubble. You need to diversify. Use your trusted, long-term friends as a reality anchor. Talk to them, be honest, ask them straight up. Does the speed of this seem normal to you? Does this person's behavior sound grounded? Their outside perspective is invaluable for checking whether your own perception is getting skewed by all that intensity.
If you take nothing else away from this, let it be this mantra. Say it to yourself when you feel like you're getting swept away. Proven character over immediate emotional intensity. Character is built in thousands of small, consistent actions over a long period of time. It's how someone treats a waiter, how they handle a bad day, how they show up when it's inconvenient. Intensity, that can be manufactured in a moment. This phrase can be your compass, guiding you back to solid ground.
So, what's the ultimate takeaway from all of this? After understanding the spell, the formula, and the defenses, how should we reframe our entire approach to new connections? It really comes down to redefining the roles of two things we often get confused: chemistry and character.
This right here might be the single biggest lesson. We're so often taught that intense, immediate chemistry is the goal, the sign that you found the one. This reframes that completely. That incredible spark, that feeling of an instant connection, it isn't the finish line, it's the starting gun. It's a signal that there's something potent and worth looking into. But the investigation itself, the slow, patient, and sometimes difficult work of discovering someone's true character, that's what really matters. Ultimately, the power to break the spell comes from a single decision. The decision to believe that a deep connection is something you build over time,
not something you just find in an instant. Chemistry is an amazing feeling, but genuine character is revealed, not declared. So the final question to leave you with is this. In your next powerful connection, are you going to be investigating, or are you just going to be believing?